Good evening.
Good evening, Mr. Spence.
First and foremost, I'd like to concur with what Ms. McDonald indicated too. It's very, the apathy is very sad in this community as far as community involvement at points, very important issues that come before this board. But that's not the reason I'm here tonight. My reason I'm here tonight is I believe this is Mr. King's last board meeting as a trustee. I'd just like to address a few points, if I may, in that respect. Mr. King, I would like to thank you for asking the questions that needed to be asked. I'd like to thank you for diligently overseeing where and how the district's funds were being utilized. I'd like to thank you for your compilation of viable and meaningful alternatives to saving monies. I'd like to thank you for your research into a myriad of issues that have come before this board during your tenure. I'd also like to thank you for insisting on documentation from the administration in support of any claims and assertions that may have been made. I'd like to thank you for your diligence in responding to parents seeking assistance and answers to questions. In that same vein, I'd also like to thank you for responding to all your emails, letters, and phone calls you'd received with inquiries. I'd like to thank you for taking the time and expending the energy to really listen to the people in this district. I'd like to thank you for having the courage to speak up and question. I'd like to thank you for being a voice for the children in our schools. I'd like to thank you for insisting on transparency and accountability from this administration in the district. I'd like to thank you for your attempts to right many wrongs which you believe have occurred in the last few years. I'd like to thank you for your integrity, particularly during your recent campaign for re-election. I'd like to thank you for your honesty. I'd also like to thank you for your time and commitment that you've given to this board and this district up through today. But most of all, Mr. King, I'd like to thank you for understanding your duties, responsibilities, and role as a trustee to speak for those within the district and not the administration. Thank you for your services, Mr. King. Let's hope that we continue to receive the same diligence and independence from your successor as represented during his campaign. You will be missed. Thank you very much, Mr. King. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Spence.
Thank you, Mr. Spence.
And seeing